Broadcasting on Sports Radio America and Spreaker.com, you're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. I'm your Game Master, Josh Scheibe, the man who once hired Plaxico Burress to play Cupid at a Valentine's Day party. Unfortunately, Plaxico needed to be replaced after he accidentally shot himself in the leg with an arrow. I'm sorry, that was a bit of a cheap shot. Low blow. Anyway, we hired Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson instead, successfully halting production on Romancing the Rock, his semi-autobiographical soft reboot of the 1984 classic, Romancing the Stone. You're welcome. And that, Plaxico, is how to dodge a bullet. Now, if you want to talk about a man on the straight and narrow, though, I've got one for you. Your host of the BLC Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. I have zero comeback for anything Josh said. We do thank you, though, for choosing to spend your special day ignoring your significant other just so you can listen to our show. Or you could just do what I did and ask your wife to be the executive director of your show. That way you can still spend some quality time together. I think that's pretty good quality time well spent in my book.
Before we welcome in our first contestant, we'd love if you would all check out our social media pages. On Facebook, you can find us at What's the Score, and on Twitter and Instagram at WTS Sports Quiz.
If you'd like to be Game Master Scheibe's Valentine, or you just want to play our games on air, why not shoot your Cupid's arrow at WTSSportsQuiz@gmail.com, or visit our social media pages and click on the pin post at the top of each page.
If you ever miss a show, you can find it on Spreaker.com, iTunes, Stitcher, The Sports Quotient, and now on the College Tailgate. Also, if you think this show is worth at least $1, why not donate to our Patreon account? Just search What's the Score and donate today.
Let's meet our panelists this week. First up, he is the editor for SportsJudgeJury.com and an avid Wisconsin sports fan. It is Nick Zurich.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
Nick is our defending champion from the Name 5 Panelist Showdown, so we'll see if Nick can continue to live up to his hype this week.
I hope so.
Next up is our token Detroit Lions fan who is looking forward to year 59 of a long rebuilding project. It is Michael Cyr.
Thanks, Baxter. Good to be here.
And finally, an Emmy nominee, an ordained minister, and a sports anchor for 620 WTMJ in Milwaukee. It is Doug Russell.
Thank you. Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to the show, panel. Nick, as I mentioned, is our defending champion, and we will see if Doug and Michael can take him down. However, Michael, I feel bad for you, though. As someone that is a Lions fan, I feel like you will start the show off very strong, but will unfortunately shoot yourself in the foot as the show goes on. So I wish you the best of luck.
He'll probably lead for the entire game and then lose in the last few seconds.
When there's no time left on the clock. Exactly. All right, well, it's time to get this show on the road with our first contestant game. Joining us to play Quotable Context is Greg Wansnyder. Welcome to the show, Greg.
Hey, well, thanks, guys. I'm just sitting here watching some hockey here in Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Fantastic, Greg. Well, you are going to be playing our game this week called Quotable Context. Game Master Scheibe will read you 5 quotes from this week's news, and you must identify the context of each quote. If you correctly answer 3 out of the 5 questions correctly, you will win our prize, a What's the Score t-shirt. If you do get stuck on a question, though, Greg, you are allowed to ask one panelist for help on only one question, so make sure you choose wisely. Are you ready to play?
I'm ready to play.
All right, here is your first clue.
I wouldn't put myself in there.
That was Tom Brady during an interview this week saying that he doesn't think he is one of the what?
Hall of Fame quarterbacks?
Yes, that is correct. Nicely done. Tom Brady is saying that he does not believe he is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, saying he wouldn't even put himself in the top 6. Which is a little weird, though, because you think of top quarterbacks, you think of Joe Montana. I mean, Steve Young could make an argument in there. But Tom Brady, at least in my book, and I'm sure a lot of other people's books, is usually right there at the top of that list.
6 Super Bowls. He's won 4 of them.
That's
and the 2 that the Patriots didn't win, it wasn't because of Tom Brady.
Exactly.
I'd put him at 1 or 2.
That would be my bet, honestly, for him, too. I mean, Brett Favre has made arguments as well about being one of the best all times, too. But Tom Brady, though, anytime you have 4 Super Bowl rings, that's kind of hard to argue against him.
And unless you're talking about Terry Bradshaw, who gets no mention.
That is also true. That is very true. He is one of those guys. All right, Greg, here is your next quote.
I'm on record as being a sore loser. I hate losing. You show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser.
That was Cam Newton defending his actions in his post-game press conference after what event this week?
The Super Bowl.
Yes, sir. Nicely done. Cam Newton pulling a great quote from legendary coach Vince Lombardi after losing the Super Bowl. And I think some folks are a little upset being Panther fans, but they haven't been this upset since they were Seahawk fans last year. So you take it for what it's worth, honestly, for being a Panthers fan this year. We'll see, though, if the Panthers can rebound next year. Here is your next quote, Greg.
I feel like nobody can guard me in this league.
That was Lance Stevenson telling the media that no player in what professional league can guard him.
This one I might need some help from the panelists.
Okay. Would you like to ask Nick, Michael, or Doug for a hint?
You know, I'm going to ask my man Doug Russell.
All right. Mr. Russell,
Yes.
sir.
I know and trust.
Okay. Lance Stevenson, he is a player who plays in... He wears... he doesn't wear long pants.
Okay. So that's your hint, Greg. He plays in a league that they don't wear long pants in. Does that help you establish the league?
I'm going to go NHL.
Oh, that is incorrect. We were looking for the NBA, unfortunately. But good try, though.
NBA, okay.
NBA, yep. So you still have 2 more chances, though, to become a winner. So here is your next clue, sir.
The fact that people are saying we lied about Johnny Manziel's concussion is false.
That was a Cleveland Browns spokesman saying that what rumor is not true about Manziel turning up to practice doing what late in the season?
Let's see. Would it be skipping practice?
No, it was involving him showing up to practice. So he showed up to practice not with a concussion like the media said he did, but he had something else that ailed him from participating.
I can't ask another panelist.
You
right?
cannot, unfortunately, no.
Okay. I'm going to say, doing some sort of drug-related activity.
No, unfortunately, that was not the answer. He showed up to a practice drunk, unfortunately, which last in my years of playing sports was not normally frowned. Well, it was frowned upon. I mean, being sports.
It's never a good idea.
No, not at all.
If I was the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, though,
I mean, realistically, there's not much more to go from up, honestly, with that if you show up drunk in that regards. All right, here is your final clue, Greg. Let's see if we can get you to be a winner this week.
I was just focused on whether they were going for 2 and knew the defense had to step up and make some stops.
That was what NFL quarterback telling the media that he wasn't really upset that his brother just won another Super Bowl.
Eli Manning.
Yes, sir. That is correct. Nicely done. Eli Manning got a little fun poked at him by the national media, and even his brother Peyton as well when he went on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon as well. But according to Peyton, that's just kind of Eli's reaction to anything nowadays. So it wasn't that he was mad; his mind was thinking as an NFL quarterback, of course, being in the Super Bowl. So, Game Master Scheibe, how did Greg do on our game?
Greg got 3 out of 5 correct. He's a winner.
Nicely done.
Yay.
Thank you so much for playing, Greg. We appreciate it.
Looks like we're heading to our first break now, but when we come back, our panelists will have their first crack at showcasing their knowledge of this week's sports news. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz on Sports Radio America and Spreaker.com.
Hey everyone, Baxter Colburn here, host of What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz. Today's show is being brought to you by Odd Rec Studios and their new series, Quiet Storm. Follow Odd Rec Studios on Facebook, Twitter, Vimeo, and be sure to check out their crowdfunding Patreon page to see exclusive backer features like Periscope feeds and Google Hangouts. You can support the series for as little as $2 or just hit support on their Thunderclap page. Quiet Storm, starring Megan Jacobs, Charlie Holstein, Brittany Peterson, and What's the Score's very own Game Master Josh Scheibe and Baxter Colburn as well. Quiet Storm, Odd Rec Studios' own drama series. Check it out today.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. I'm your Game Master, Josh Scheibe. This week, our panelists are Doug Russell, Mike Cyr, and Nick Zurich. And now, here's your host at the BLC Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, everyone. Got a great show in store for you the rest of the way. Our panelists are now going to showcase their knowledge about this past week's news. Michael, we'll start with you, sir. Adidas is running a contest for all NFL draft prospects, saying that if they do what at the Combine, they will win $1 million.
I believe that's break the 40-yard dash record.
Yes, that is correct. Nicely done. The current record is held by Arizona Cardinals running back Chris Johnson, who set a time of 4.24 seconds back in 2008. The only catch is that the prospects must be wearing Adidas' 2016 Adizero 5-star 40 cleats when they break the record. I've run a 40-yard dash before in my lifetime. I think I ran about a 4.8 last time I checked, 4.7. That's probably why I went to Division III soccer. But even still,
I need a sundial.
You need a sundial for yours. See, I was curious, Doug, because I know Rich Eisen runs it at the Combine every year in a full suit. Have you ever run the 40 in a full suit before?
In a full suit, no, but I am wearing a full suit, so I can try that later on. But yeah, it would be bad, and I'd probably break something.
Well, that would be unfortunate if you did.
All right, Nick, the next question is for you. The NFL will be a little less exciting next year after which player announced his retirement this week?
Marshawn Lynch.
Yes, that is correct.
Yep.
Beast Mode is no more. But I'm curious, though. We'll start with you, Nick. Are you sad that Beast Mode is no longer in the NFL?
Actually, kind of. As a Packer fan, and Seahawks seem to be in the way. I think Thomas Rawls is a better option for Seattle, and with Marshawn gone, I think that makes them better, which prohibits the Packers' chances a little bit more than they do themselves.
Fair enough. Mike, what do you think about that?
Absolutely. I mean, he's been a great running back for a few years with the Seahawks, and it'll definitely be tough to see him go, especially with the Beastquake a few years ago.
True, yeah.
Wonderful quotes when he would talk to the media.
I was going to say, it wasn't very often, but when he did, it was usually pretty good. Doug, what about you?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
And with that, Doug, a question for you. A report came out this week, Doug, saying that the average fan at the Super Bowl spent around how much money when they were actually at the game?
I'm going to say $500.
Ooh, no, you're very high, actually. No, the average was $87.
Oh, that's nothing.
I know, and it's interesting too because bottled water was $7 a bottle at the Super Bowl, and beer was
fun.
Minimum of $13. I know, live a little. You spent $21,000 to get your tickets to go there.
I guess you just ran out of money.
Exactly. Like I've only got 3 beers and only 6, instead of all that. But either way, though, I was a little surprised when I saw that stat come out. San Francisco, you feel like people would be willing to spend a little bit more money when it comes to that.
Well, we're heading into a break now, but when we come back, our second contestant will play one of our favorite games here on What's the Score? Who's Who? Don't go away. You're listening to What's the Score on Spreaker.com and Sports Radio America.
Hey everyone, this is your host of What's the Score, Baxter Colburn.
And I'm your Game Master, Josh Scheibe.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. On our break, we'd like to take a moment to thank one of our sponsors, Ticket Liquidator. Ticket Liquidator is one of the world's biggest online ticket marketplaces.
When you call Ticket Liquidator, you can find sold-out tickets to the biggest events on the planet. They offer a huge selection of tickets at 15% lower cost than their competitors. Their fantastic call center has live agents available 7 days a week. Call them today at 855-839-7889.
Ticket Liquidator is a multiple award-winning company, including Deloitte's Fast 500's fastest-growing company in Connecticut. Call today and find tickets to the next big game. Call 855-839-7889 to have access to over 4 million tickets to over 83,000 events worldwide. That number again is 855-839-7889.
Hello all, and welcome back to the BLC Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz. I'm Josh Scheibe, your Game Master. We've got some great panelists this week, Nick Zurich, Doug Russell, and Mike Cyr, and they'll have the opportunity to show their prowess in just a little bit. Before that, though, here's the host of What's the Score, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, everybody. Coming up, we put our panelists to the test in our Name 5 Panelist Showdown. If you'd like to play our games on air, though, why not shoot us an email at wtssportsquiz@gmail.com or find the links to our contestant form on our Facebook and Twitter pages.
Playing our next game, titled Who's Who, is Jared Matthews. Welcome to the show, Jared.
Hey, how's it going today?
Good, Jared. Well, we are excited to have you on What's the Score. You will be playing our game called Who's Who, in which you will be given 2 different descriptions of people in the sports world, and you must tell us who they are. Just a hint, the 2 people that we will be describing share one part of their name.
Correctly answer 3 out of 5 questions, and you'll win our prize, a What's the Score t-shirt. If you get stuck on a question, you are allowed to ask one panelist for a hint, but you can only do that one time, so choose wisely.
Game Master Scheibe, can you give Jared an example, please?
I certainly can. If we said, he's the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, while he is a player for the Oklahoma City Thunder, the answer would be Russell Wilson and Russell Westbrook.
Clear enough for you there, Jared?
Got it.
All right, here is your first clue. He is a former Wisconsin Badgers basketball player, while he is a defensive back for the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, man, the first one's getting tough already.
Remember, they do share a part of their name, obviously, so it's either the first or the last name that they share in some facet. I can tell you that the basketball player is in the NBA right now. He does play for the Houston Rockets, if that helps trigger anything.
Yeah, I gotta go to the panelists on the first one. Yeah.
Okay, no, not a problem at all. Would you like to ask Nick, Michael, or Doug for your hint?
Let's go with Doug.
Doug, okay. Mr. Russell, sir, can
Yes,
you
sir.
provide Jared with a little bit of help?
Yes. Here's the hint. Blank I am.
Blank I am. Okay, so blank I am, Jared, does that help you at all?
I'm feeling stumped still.
Feeling stumped still? All right, well, we can pass on the question if you'd like and just take an incorrect on that one if you'd like.
All right, I'll take an exact one.
Okay, so yeah, the answer we were looking for on that one was Sam Decker and Sam Shields.
Sam I am. Yeah.
Sam I am. No,
I'm looking at your thing 1 and your thing 2 mugs on the...
So obvious,
No problem. You still got 4 more chances here. Here we go. Here's your next question.
He is a third baseman for the New York Yankees, and she is a striker for the U.S. women's national team.
Is the third baseman for the Yankees active right now?
Yes, right now. Last I checked, he still plays for them. Kind of controversial this last couple of years as well with some of his actions off the field.
I can handle the baseball player, but I don't know the striker.
Can you tell us who the baseball player is?
Chase Headley?
Chase Hudley? No, that is not correct. No, we were looking for Alex Rodriguez and Alex Morgan of the U.S. Women's National Team and the New York Yankees.
Got it.
So, no problem. All right, 3 more chances here. Let's see if we can get you a victory. All right, he is the football coach for the University of Michigan, while he is the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens.
Jim Harbaugh and...
The other one.
Oh.
I can give you a hint if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do it.
The first name of this other gentleman is one of the 4 Gospels in the Bible.
Oh. I didn't know his first name, unfortunately.
You don't know his first name? Yeah, so we were looking for Jim Harbaugh and Mark, Matthew. No, it was John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh.
Just always John as a default.
Yes, no, John. Yeah, so Jim and John Harbaugh is who we were looking for. I had to count myself just to make sure. Oh, gosh. All right, here's your next question, Jared. Let's see if we can get some victory points here for you.
He's the quarterback for the Carolina Panthers, while he is a safety for the Seattle Seahawks.
Cameron and Cam.
You're halfway there.
I got it. Don't get on this one. I get the first letter of the last name. I think it'll help.
Game Master Scheibe, what's the first letter?
C.
Chancellor.
There it is. Yes! Nicely done. We got one. All right, here is your last one, Jared. I know. Here we go. Here's your last one. He is a former New York Yankee shortstop, while he is the starting quarterback for the Oakland Raiders. He's a young quarterback, only been in the league 2 years.
Pro Bowler.
Pro Bowler. If that means anything nowadays, he was a Pro Bowler.
He actually played in the Pro Bowl.
He did. His brother was a bust for the Houston Texans.
Derek Jeter?
Yes.
I can't remember his name.
And something that you drive on a daily basis.
Car.
Yes. Yeah.
Derek Semi was a complete
Derek
bullshit.
Semi, yeah. Derek Minivan. No, that was the cousin. Game Master Scheibe, how did Jared do on our quiz?
Jared got 2 out of 5 right today. Unfortunately, he's not a winner.
Well, Jared, thank you so much for playing, sir. We appreciate it. All right, panel, a couple more questions for you before we go to a break. We will start with you, Nick.
All right, Nick. Chad Johnson revealed that he used to soak in what to help injuries? Help heal injuries, excuse me.
Is it possible to get a hint or a clue?
I might have to go to the bathroom first. And that's actually a clue.
Yeah.
That is the hint.
Poo?
No, you went for the worst of the two options.
Urine, okay.
Yes, he soaked in his teammates' pee, apparently. It helped aid the healing process.
Like
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, that's why Doug lost all his hair. No,
That's right.
It's similar to Moises Alou. I should have picked up on it.
That's right.
Exactly. All right, question for you, Doug. A fan showed up at the Denver Broncos victory parade this week dressed as what action figure?
I want to say Superman.
No, it was not Superman. Think of it more so from a Transformers perspective.
That doesn't help. I'm old.
Doesn't. Oh, my gosh.
Let's see. Truck Man. I don't know.
No, close. No, it was Broncotron.
Oh.
Broncotron. A guy
You would have given me 100 guesses and I wouldn't have come up with Broncotron.
Yes, Broncotron. A man dressed up in full Transformer whateverness and had the whole Broncos
Is that like
colored.
Cletus, the Fox Sports mascot?
I think so,
Okay.
yes. It was his version of that.
I like Superman better.
Most people do.
So does Cam.
Oh.
All right, Michael. A recent soccer match in Germany had to be stopped due to what being thrown onto the field?
Soccer questions and Michael. It goes hand in hand, really.
These are all really good questions.
Thank you. Did my work this week.
I don't know, a firecracker?
Firecracker. No, think about it. It's another type of thing that you use when you have a lazy Sunday afternoon and you're at the country club.
A beer can?
Everybody relaxes differently, apparently. No, it was tennis balls. The fans were throwing tennis balls onto the field to protest the high ticket prices in the Bundesliga, apparently. Players, in turn, volleyed them back at the players, and it just got ugly after that. No, but yeah, tennis balls being thrown on the field. Who'd have guessed, I guess? But that's how the Europeans do it when it comes to that sort of thing.
Well, it's time for another break. But as they said in the golden age of radio, don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. But now we're in the golden age of podcasts, so don't touch that mouse button, laptop pad, or outrageously outsized smartphone screen. Anyway, when we come back, our panelists will have another chance to answer some questions about this week's sports news. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz, broadcasting on Sports Radio America and Spreaker.com.
Hey everyone, this is Baxter Colburn, host of What's the Score, the sports news quiz. Do you enjoy sports trivia just about as much as I do? Well, if you do, go and check out thesportsquotient.com, one of the many places that you can listen to What's the Score, the sports news quiz. Not only do they have a killer podcast section, but they have some of the best sports quizzes on the internet that I have ever seen, and I've seen a lot of things, especially in the sports world. Go and check it out today and see just how you stack up against the rest of the sports world. That is thesportsquotient.com.
Hi, everyone. I'm your Game Master, Josh Scheibe.
And I'm your host, Baxter Colburn.
Hey, if you think the show is worth at least $1, why don't you go to our Patreon account?
We'd be very grateful if you donate to the show. That's how people like Josh and I stay employed, or pretend to be employed at least. Thank you so much for listening to What's the Score, the sports news quiz. And now, back to more sports trivia action.
I hope my check's in the mail. Welcome back to What's the Score, the sports news quiz, and thanks for listening in. We're broadcasting from the BLC studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe. We're playing this week with Mike Cyr, Nick Zurich, and Doug Russell. And here, once again, is your host of What's the Score, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. As we continue on with our show, we want to remind all of you that you can find our show on Spreaker.com, iTunes, and on Stitcher. Go and give us a listen and even write us a review if you'd be so kind. It is time now for our last slate of questions for our panelists this week.
Nick, you're up first. Saturday marked a world championship event in which eating sport?
I saw the cover of this, but I didn't really get into the details of it. Is there a chance for a hint?
You'd have to venture to your local bakery to participate in this sport.
Is it a donut eating competition?
Yeah, let's try a little different.
Kringle?
Going
the wrong way.
Wrong way. How old are you?
Old enough.
And what do you celebrate once a year? Exactly.
Birthday cake.
Yes, it was a cake eating
I'll take
contest.
The gift. Thank you.
There, you're welcome. Nicely done. Yes, it was a cake eating contest.
Can I get 12 guesses, too?
Yeah, so you guys can get hints, so you guys can do what you like. The event was sponsored by Whole Foods, so now we know that the cakes were about $300 each and that they were all organic material, but it was sanctioned by Major League Eating. The 8 Minutes All-You-Can-Eat Championship featured a field of 12 eaters battling for their share of a $5,000 cash prize. I can barely get through one slice of cake, let alone multiple cakes, so I don't think I would last during those 8 minutes. Have any of you ever eaten a whole cake by yourself?
Sure, yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It was in front of me.
I was hungry.
Yeah, I'm just not going to answer that question, Baxter.
Josh, you apparently have done so?
I'm not answering the question.
Your father's in the audience, so I need to ask him. He's laughing. So
That probably wouldn't be good.
Okay, we'll move on for the sake of lack of embarrassment. Michael, question for you. New York Mets pitcher Jenry Mejia is now banned for life from Major League Baseball due to him violating what policy?
Performance-enhancing drugs.
Yes, that is correct. Nicely done. Apparently he was given 3 opportunities throughout his career to evade that, but he's only 26 years old now. He is out of a job, so it's unfortunate, but hopefully he gets the help that he needs.
Doug, you're up next. Doug, the last question's for you. Soccer player Paul Pogba, known for his talent on the field and elaborate haircuts, now has what shaved into his head?
Can I have a hint?
You got to catch them all, Doug.
Gloves. Goalie gloves?
No. I don't know how to respond to that.
He must be too old to know the answer.
He must be too old. No. Josh, can you give him a different hint? I thought that would be good.
Everyone seems to know the answer except for me.
I have no idea.
It's something that my generation would have grown up on.
Yes, it's...
that doesn't help!
It was a Pokeball. He's got a Pokeball from Pokemon.
A what? A what?
Have you ever heard of the show Pokemon?
Barely.
Do you know that they have little red and white?
Nope.
No? Okay. God, who wrote the script this week? Why'd we give the oldest guy in the room the question? Yes, he has a Pokeball, so it's apparently,
Who wrote these?
Not me. No, actually, I did. Yes. Now, Pokemon apparently is what we're calling it. No, we're not calling it that. It has a good ring to it, though. Although it's not exactly the thing millions of people are used to seeing. Pogba is used to having crazy designs in his hair, and is also it's a good talk of the Italian papers as well. So that's my fault, Doug. I'm sorry that you were not.
Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yes, beautiful. No, Manchester United. No, he plays for Juventus in Italy, but yes, a Pokeball.
Okay.
Well, folks, it's time for me to break up the fun once again. But when we come back, this week's final contestant will be playing a game we just introduced last week, Sports Taboo. We'll be back in just a bit, so don't go away. This is What's the Score, the sports news quiz, broadcasting on Spreaker.com and Sports Radio America.
Hey everyone, this is Baxter Colburn, host of What's the Score, the sports news quiz.
And I'm your Game Master Josh Scheibe.
If you think you are smart enough, or smarter than a 5th grader, and want to play our games on air, you can either come by the studio or you can call us, but there's a few different ways you can get a hold of us.
If you'd like to email us, you can do so at wtsportsquiz@gmail.com.
Or for you social media savants, head over to Facebook, What's the Score, the sports news quiz, or Twitter, WTS Sports Quiz. Now back to the action with myself and Josh Scheibe.
Welcome back, everyone. This is What's the Score, the sports news quiz. I'm Josh Scheibe, your game master. Our Name 5 Panelist Showdown is coming up, but first we have a game of Sports Taboo. Here to get the game going is your host at the BLC Studios here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, everybody. All right, it is time for the game, as we mentioned, is Sports Taboo. And our executive director is super excited to be the buzz girl this week, as she was last week. But it's okay. We are excited. That's one of the things she gets to do. Like as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, when you ask your significant other to be a part of your sports show on Valentine's Day, it opens up a whole Pandora's box. But thankfully, we still love each other and we're happily married. Anyway, Game Master Scheibe, you should start talking before I get in trouble.
Alrighty then. Playing our next game is Chuck Krekel. Welcome to the show, Chuck.
All right, Chuck, you are going to be able to choose one panelist to play this game with. Who is your man of choice this week?
I will pick Sir Nick.
Sir Nick. All right.
Sir
Nick. Lord Nick. No, Lord Zurich. All right.
All right, Nick will be giving the hints while you will be answering the questions, Chuck. Nick has a collection of sports-related words or phrases, but he also has a list of words connected to each phrase that he cannot use as a part of his hints. You will have 1 minute to answer at least 4 questions correctly. Do that, and you'll win our prize, a What's the Score t-shirt. And as an added bonus for our panel, whoever is chosen by Chuck, which would be Nick, and helps him complete this challenge will earn a point towards your overall score.
All right.
All right, Chuck. Game Master Scheibe. Everybody, timers, buzzers. Would you? Thank you. 1 minute on the clock, and your time, Chuck and Nick, begins now.
It is a school in Madison.
Oh, University of Wisconsin.
And their nickname?
Badgers.
That is correct. You got one?
They used to play in a stadium so God could look down on them.
Dallas Cowboys.
40 seconds.
MVP last year of the NFL.
Last year, meaning this current season? Or the
2014 and 2011.
Aaron Rodgers.
They
30 seconds.
won the national title this year against Clemson.
Oh, University of Alabama.
And their nickname?
Crimson Tide.
Yep.
15 seconds.
Joe Namath played for them.
New York Jets.
He is the best passer of the football of all time.
5 seconds.
Peyton Manning.
No, not Joe Montana.
Time is up. Time is up.
It was close.
Game Master Scheibe, my goodness, how did Chuck do on our Sports Taboo?
Chuck got 5 correct. He
My
only needed
goodness.
4. He's a winner.
Nicely done. Congratulations, Chuck.
Thank you so much.
All right, Chuck, we appreciate you playing our game this week.
Well, the moment you've all been waiting for is almost here. Stick around and listen to our panelists duke it out on the Name 5 Panelist Showdown coming up right after the break. You're listening to What's the Score, broadcasting on Sports Radio America and Spreaker.com.
Hey everyone, Baxter Colburn here for What's the Score, the sports news quiz. Want to take a moment to thank one of our sponsors, Sports Radio America. Go and check out sportsradioamerica.com today to find the latest shows about the sports world. You can listen to What's the Score on their network. You can also catch great shows like Pros in the Paint, Sunday Gridiron, the College Credit Hour, 2 Up Front, the BG Sports Show, and oh so much more. Go and check them out today, sportsradioamerica.com. We appreciate their support and yours as well. And now back to more What's the Score action.
Hello and welcome back. Thanks for listening to What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz. I'm your Game Master, Josh Scheibe. Our panelists have been warming up for their final showdown, and they've been working hard to avoid the massive spread of Valentine's Day candy set out in front of them. They know it'll only slow them down. While they scramble to return to their seats, here's your host of the BLC studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Well, as you mentioned, Josh, our Valentine's Day show has been a pretty good success so far, honestly. I mean, we've had candy hearts, we've had competitions, and best of all, Game Master Scheibe, I now get to ask you live on the air what your Valentine's plans are.
I'm going to go home, and I'm going to go to sleep.
Sounds romantic.
Ooh. I'm in a relationship with my bed.
Oh, what's her name?
Bed.
Oh, original. It's kind of like me with my teddy bear. His name is Teddy.
Okay, yeah.
All right, guys. Our panelist showdown is upon us, and Game Master Scheibe will give us the directions of how to proceed for the next several minutes.
I will. Our panelists will be given 4 topics in which they will have 10 seconds to name 5 people, teams, places, or things related to the sports world. Each panelist will have the same category. However, they cannot repeat answers. 1 point is awarded for each correct answer.
Game Master Scheibe, can you give us the scores, please?
I can. Doug has 0 points right now. Mike has 2. And Nick has 2.
Oh, all right. We are locked in a tie with Nick and Mike. All right, Nick, you are going to be leading us off this week. As the veteran on the panel, you get to show the new guys on the block just what it means to be a Name 5 Panelist Showdown champion. Are you ready?
I am.
All right, your first category this week will be naming 5 current NFC wide receivers. On your mark, get set, go.
Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, Devontae Adams, James Jones, and Alshon Jeffrey.
Nicely done. You got all 5. So now, Michael and Doug, you cannot repeat any of the people that he said. Michael, are you ready? And just so you guys know, that's your sounder for 10 seconds, but if you get it done before that, obviously you don't have to hear that. All right, Michael, on your mark, get set, and go.
Odell Beckham Jr., Julio Jones, Golden Tate, Corey Fuller, and Mike Evans.
Nicely done. He got all 5 in 8 seconds.
I should have been writing them down. Which
I know,
ones I can't
that's
repeat.
the thing. It's like, all right, Doug, are you ready?
Sure.
On your mark, get set, and go.
Larry Fitzgerald, Anquan Bolden, NFC, right?
Yes.
Marquise Colston.
Time is up. So he got 3 on that one. Is that correct, Josh?
That's correct.
All right, starting now with Mr. Cyr. You'll be naming 5 MLB teams. Naming 5 MLB teams. 10 seconds on the clock, and begin.
Detroit Tigers, Cleveland Indians, Kansas City Royals, Chicago White Sox, Milwaukee Brewers.
Nicely done. He got 5 and 5. Doug, the floor is yours, sir. 10 seconds on the clock. Are you ready?
Yep.
And begin.
Houston Astros, Texas Rangers, Miami Marlins, Tampa Bay Rays, Los Angeles Angels.
There we go. He got all 5. All right, Nick. Closing out this round, are you ready?
I am.
And begin.
New York Yankees, New York Mets, Philadelphia Phillies, Pittsburgh Pirates, Minnesota Twins.
Woo! We got 5 in 4.3 seconds. That's almost $1 million speed at the combine. Nicely done.
Almost.
It's not a race.
I wasn't wearing Adidas, though.
That's true. Oh, sorry. I think you have Nike shoes on. Is that what
Boots.
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 Were they made for walking?
stomping.
Stomping.
Made for stomping.
All right. All right, Doug. Here we go. Round 3. You will be naming 5 Major League Soccer teams.
Okay.
On your mark, get set, and begin.
Houston Dynamo, the New York Red Bulls, the San Jose Earthquakes, the Los Angeles Galaxy, Okay.
All right, he got 4. Nicely done. All right. Back to you, Nick.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am.
And begin.
Seattle Sounders, Portland Timbers, Chicago Fire. I think that's it.
I can assure you there's more.
No, I know. That's all I've got, though.
All right, so you got 3. It's all right. All right, Michael, you still have a good amount of teams to choose from. My favorite team.
I don't think I know any of them, so
oh, well,
let's see what happens.
You can do whatever those 10 seconds that you want then. Here we go, and begin.
Is that Los Angeles FC team that just
That's
started?
a thing, yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
And time. All right, well, he got one. Hey, that's fine. Yeah, LAFC is a team.
Is it Sporting KC?
Sporting
Sporting
KC.
KC.
Yeah, the New England Revolution, that's my favorite team.
Okay, yeah.
Columbus Crew,
Yes.
another one.
That was them and KC is what I was.
Yes, yep, and then Montreal Impact, Toronto FC.
I was going through them in my head, and they picked all the ones I
Vancouver
knew.
Whitecaps. Yep. All right, well, Game Master Scheibe, what are our scores going into our final round?
It's a very close game. Doug has 12 points, Mike has 13, and Nick is in the lead with 15.
Ooh, all right. Well, Doug will lead us off, and since he is in last place, Doug will be naming 5 current NFL kickers. I have been waiting 9 weeks to put this in, and I finally did. Here we go. On your mark, get set, and go.
All right. Mason Crosby, Robbie Gould, Adam Vinatieri, Steven Gostkowski, and Sebastian Janikowski.
You got all 5. Look at that. All right, Game Master Scheibe, where does that put Mike and Nick in relation to Doug now?
Mike needs 4 points to tie and 5 to surpass Doug, and Nick needs 3 to get in front of him.
Okay, well, let's see what Mike does here. So we've got 5 out of the way. Are you ready, Mike?
I suppose.
And here we go, and begin.
Matt Prater, Santos, Dan Carpenter, Nick Folk, Josh Scobie.
Yep, you got 5. Nicely done. All right, Game Master Scheibe, what is our good man, Mr. Zurich, whoever his name is, wherever he's from, what is he looking at?
Nick needs 3 points to tie and 4 to win.
4 to win. All right, Nick, are you ready?
I am.
Okay, on your mark, get set, and go.
Stephen Hushka, Chandler Costanzo, Matt Prater, Dan Bailey, and Cody.
Oh, so that's interesting. Now he got 3, which puts us in a tie. So with that being said, we have to go to a tiebreaker. So now Nick and Mike will have 10 seconds to name as many as you can current NFL quarterbacks. Okay?
Okay.
Mike, you will start. As many as you can in 10 seconds. Doug, we appreciate you for playing. But
Lovely parting gifts.
Lovely parting gift for you. Yes, exactly. You'll receive a participation trophy on your way out.
Sweet.
All right. Mike, we'll start with you. As many as you can in 10 seconds. Current NFL quarterbacks. On your mark, get set, go.
Matthew Stafford, Jay Cutler, Aaron Rodgers, Teddy Bridgewater, Russell Wilson, Carson Palmer, Colin Kaepernick, Tannehill.
Did Tannehill get it done in time?
He did.
Okay. So what did he get?
He got 8 points there. That's 26.
Okay. Nicely done, Mike.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do they have to be starters?
Nope. That's why I said NFL current. Yep, I know. With Kaepernick, we're all like,
Yeah, that's fine.
Depends on who you ask.
I figured
True.
Chip Kelly's the coach there now, so
And then he
true.
asked for a trade.
Exactly. He's like, nah, I'm good. All right, so you got to get 9. You got to get 9 to win. We can't accept a tie.
Sure.
Unfortunately. So you have to get 9 to win. All right, 10 seconds on the clock, and begin.
Blaine Gabbert, Matt Flynn, Brett Hundley, Big Ben, Mark Sanchez, Tony Romo, Brandon Whedon, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No. How many did he get?
He got 8. That's another tie at 26.
Now he got 7, accordingly to our score counter. I think his last one didn't come in. But either way, though, even with it ending in a tie, Michael still is our victor. So congratulations, Michael. How do you feel, Michael? You've won our Name 5 Panelist
my
Showdown.
heart was pounding a little bit there.
Got the blood boiling. Well, we appreciate all of you for participating in What's the Score this week. What's the Score has been a production of the Sports Quotient and Sports Radio America. Thanks to all of our contestants and studio audience here at the BLC studios. Our panelists this week have been Doug Russell, Nick Zurich, and Michael Cyr. Our social media producers are Emily Heffler and Erica Hill, joined by Christian Gill. Our theme was composed by Danny Hoffenstein. Our media producer is Eric Condia. Our sound engineer is Kurt Colburn. And our executive producer is Corey Plath. And our executive director of What's the Score is Liz Colburn.
I've been your game master, Josh Scheibe.
And I've been your host, Baxter Colburn. Thank you so much for listening. Happy Valentine's Day. And we will see all of you next time on What's the Score.